So the next thing that I want to locate is some kind of terrain information. And it would be kind of nice if we could get some LiDAR, because if we got LiDAR, the surface information is going to have very high resolution, which is going to allow us the opportunity to model different things such as the elevation, slope, the aspect, surface water flow, microclimates, and the surface's ability to sustain certain types of development, whether it be structural type of development or creatures that we want to have live on our site. So what I'm going to do is go out here to our site again. I'm going to expand elevation, and we can see that we have LiDAR data in a lot of flavors here. There's even 2014 LiDAR data. That's actually quite amazing. Sometimes they'll give you a preview. It looks like it covers these counties here. 2013 gets these counties here. 2012. Let's see, what is 2012? Looks like it gets those counties there. 2011 gets those, and we have 2010. And I believe that our actual project site is covered in 2010. Just looking through, we got Geary. Yep, there it is, Riley counties. So 2010 actually has what we need. So I'll click on File Downloads, and you'll get something that kind of looks like this. So for standard FTP style download, you can go to this LiDAR 2010, and you can see all the counties where 2010 LiDAR is available for. So I can go inside one of these folders, and also notice that there's a file here which is called Tile Grid. LiDAR is often going to be referenced by tile. The data is going to be very, very large. So it's usually about 500 gigs per data download per tile download. So what you're probably going to want to do is know exactly which tile you want to download. So to do that, you'll need to actually download this grid. So I'm going to go ahead and download this grid, put it in my surfaces here, click save. Once it downloads, I'll go ahead and unzip this thing, go into my ArcGIS, choose add data, gonna look for that tile, add that to my data frame, and you can see exactly how the tiles are laid out and where there might be some missing data. So at this point in time, it's probably going to be pretty good to know exactly where your project site is. So I'm just going to turn off all these layers so we're not having to draw them each time we want to look at something. See really quick if I can just select all of these, and nope, won't let me do that. Maybe one day Esri will allow us to do that, select multiple things and be able to turn off the layers. We can actually put things into groups and then turn off the groups, which will turn everything off at once, which I'll cover here pretty soon. Okay, so I'll just leave that. Well, one thing that you notice right away is that our tile is kind of covering up all of our data. So let's right click on this 2010 and go to properties and change the symbology. Right now it's filled in with this blue square, so let's choose no fill. And then here, let's make it a color that kind of stands out, maybe a little bit thicker line, so we can see. That works out much more better. So this is going to allow us to scroll in to our project here and try to look for where our project site is at. So let's just say that one of these tiles has our project site contained within it. So I'm actually going to look over here a little bit. And this is going to be our demo example site here. This is where actually Marlette Park is at. So if I zoom out, I can see that this left edge kind of spills over into this other tile, and that the northern tip kind of spills over into this other tile. So I need basically 3 tiles to build this terrain data. So exactly which 3 tiles do I need? Again, I'm going to use my identify tool. Click inside of here, and right now you notice that it's identifying from my terrain data. I want it to identify from my tile. So where are my tiles? Right there. Click again, and it's identifying this as Bare Earth 14 SQJ0540. So let's just say that I want to download that tile first. So I'll actually need to go back out to my website, go to Riley County, go into the Bare Earth, and then look for that particular tile to download. And you can see that some of them are small, some of them are quite large. And I think these particular tiles are pre-processed. So let's go back over here, and we're looking for 14 SQJ0540. So we can do a Control F. 14 SQJ. And the rest of it was 0540. And that's the one that we need. So again, I just press Control F to pull up the search. I can click on this and download it into my Surfaces directory. And what I usually do is I create a separate folder for it. Zero 540. Lost 0 there. And then I'll go ahead and click Save. And you can already see that that takes a little bit while to download. Once it gets done downloading, I'll go over here to Show in Folder. Right click on this, go to 7Z and extract here. Go into ArcGIS, and I can now add that piece of data. And it's asked me if I want to create pyramids. Sure, I'll let it go ahead and create pyramids. And it looks like for this particular data, the only place where there is data for that is in this very corner for corner only. Which means that what you'll probably want to do is fall back to an older data set, which is what I actually do in this example. So I'm just navigating backwards here, go back to elevation, probably to the 2006 data set. For Manhattan. This is all in UTM, and you're probably going to want to look for the Bare Earth version of this, and these are going to be the files for this particular data set, which we have already downloaded for this one here. Let me zoom out. And what this data set is basically everything that has already been kind of mosaic together into one. So our project site is in here somewhere, so we can see that we do have that data set already. So basically what I'm trying to show you is the process of how I got this data set. I did have to do a little bit of processing to get all of this to be as one, which I will cover in a much later tutorial, since the focus of this tutorial is basically how to use this website to get your data set.